What are we doing then? Just a normal intro?
Yeah. Yes, and put the iPad up into the screen and then we'll do a transition into...
What, like actually?
Yeah.
Hi, it's John from Crescente Management Centre. Thought we'd do a quick video on leadership styles. So I'd like to run through leadership styles. We cover this quite a lot with different groups. Leaders at all different levels really. This is relevant if you're a team leader or middle manager or senior manager, whatever. My preferred choice of styles we see quite a lot, frankly. It seems to pop up all over the place. I know the UK military use it, for example, and it seems to be attributed to various different people. My understanding of this model is that it's emotional intelligence based and is from the work of Dan Goleman and some colleagues of his, Boyatsis and McKee. So I read it from a book that they produced called Primal Leadership in 2013. And that book for me, sorry Dan and other authors, but it sort of jumps around all over the place. So I took a bit of time just to go through the entire thing and write it out and really kind of work it into a format that we found that we could use more easily when sharing it with other people in training courses. So that's the version of this I'd like to share with you now. Essentially, Dan Goleman and his colleagues are saying that there are resonant styles and dissonant styles. These are styles of leadership that resonate with people, so they work, they're positive, they create a positive climate or a positive effect. Positive affect as well, I guess. And then there are a couple of dissonant styles too. So they are styles that are going to be useful, but you wouldn't want to use them long term. So they are not going to create a positive impact long term. So let's have a look. There's 6. In order of most positive to least positive then, starting with these resonant styles is the visionary leadership style. So visionary is about moving people towards a particular goal. I think it's typical of sort of visual communication. It's probably very compelling, so it's a good way of influencing people. It's strongly positive. I think particularly useful where people have gone through a change or are going through a change or are about to, whether that's an organisational change or a global pandemic virus or whatever it may be. Actually, where are we going now? Like, what's in the future? And as a leader, can you paint a clear picture of that? Maybe get people to kind of buy in and share that and move them towards that shared vision. So that's a visionary style. The next one that's really still highly positive is the coaching style. And there's a couple of key aspects to this for me. Coaching is about developing people, so it's about asking the right questions and encouraging people to take ownership and for people to take responsibility for themselves and their own development. And similar to the visionary style, it's also about connecting people to the bigger picture and aligning people to certain goals or certain directions of travel in terms of work or whatever. So that's a coaching style. You're supporting people to grow and develop. And it's a big motivating factor for most individuals at work that, it's about helping people to get where they want to go as an individual and supporting that bigger goal. So that's coaching, and I would put that in a kind of performance coaching sort of category. It's not transformational coaching, it's just helping people to be really great and to enjoy what they're doing and be happy and productive. So that's coaching style. The next one is the affiliative style. Affiliation, so creating harmony and creating connection, and it's also positive, helping people to help each other. I think this is really, really useful when people have been through something. If there's been a change or, something bad's happened at work or something like that, for example, then I think sometimes we need a bit of leadership that just kind of puts its arms around people, figuratively speaking, and brings people together and gives people a bit of kind of heart energy and a bit of harmony and warmth and care and kindness. So you're not going to use that all the time. You're not going to use any of them all of the time, but they're there for you to kind of dip in and use as required, as the situation requires it. So as a leader, we've got to work out what's the best approach. And these are some examples of approaches. And it's about, by the way, just while we're in the middle of all this, think about combinations of these. So what's the situation? What are all the factors? Who are you? Who is the team? What do they need as much as what are you capable of being like in terms of your leadership authentically? So that's visionary, coaching and affiliative. The next positive style, resonant style, is democratic. So this values people's input. It's about asking people their opinion, hence the name. And it's about getting people to buy into or commit to a consensus decision. So we'll go with what the majority of people are comfortable with. And if it's not what we voted for, if it's not what we wanted, then we're still going to commit to that decision and go forward together. So it's positive. It's about asking people their opinions. I think democratic style has limitations. I've done a lot of team development over the years with different companies, different teams of different sizes. And where the democratic style falls down is when you've got lots of people, or where you've got a situation where people just need to be given the direction. They don't need to be asked, they need to be told. And I don't mean that in a too autocratic a way. I just mean like people need somebody to take charge and make a decision. So sometimes decision making, I've seen it in a room where people have taken a leader has taken the democratic style, and there's 20 people in the team, and we're talking about all things and just can't find agreement on a way forward or a solution to a particular work problem because the democratic style is being used and it's not so appropriate in that environment. The last two styles are the dissonant styles then. There's pace setting and commanding. Pace setting, as it suggests, is about meeting challenges and is about head on. It's about setting a fast pace and is good to a degree provided people can keep up. If you set a pace, think about it like a running race or something like that. I think they have pace setters in lots of different races. You need somebody to kind of set a particular level or a pace, and then the pace setter kind of drops off, and then the group can go, and then the race can run. But if that pace is set too fast, people are going to be worn out. And some organisational cultures and some leadership cultures are that we don't mind if people get worn out because we've got loads of other people who are desperate to come and work for us. And that's okay, that's a particular choice, but it's not personally one I would recommend. And from the work of Dan Goleman and his colleagues, their findings, research suggests the same thing, which is, maybe good for a certain situation or for a certain shorter period, or for certain people, but don't use it all the time. It doesn't sound that great, to be honest, even if you have got lots of talented people queuing up to come and work for you. And then the final one is a commanding style. There's a lot of other language that goes around this. So I mentioned it earlier, kind of autocratic is sometimes a word people use. Commanding is about telling people what to do, and the way I see it is about sort of barking orders. And it's okay in an emergency or okay in a crisis. So similar to pace setting, there is a use for it, but in actual fact, if you use it too often, then I think you create a particular environment or a particular culture and it won't be a positive one, not overall. So in a crisis, yes. To kickstart a turnaround or to kickstart some action, yes. But actually, as a long-term thing, I think you're going to negatively impact on people's motivation and feelings. So I hope that's useful. That's a little bit of a run through of Goleman's leadership styles. Have a little look through them yourself and reflect for yourself on your leadership practice. What's required? What do the team need? Or what does the change or the project need? That's a good place to start, with other people. And then what are you capable of to be able to deliver these styles kind of authentically with people? So, and then what is your personality like as well? Are you naturally a pace setting person? Are you naturally more a kind of coaching and developing people type of person? So whatever your natural styles are, you're probably going to lean towards those. Is that what's required for the work in the team right now? So you can think about them, the situation, and you, and work out how you want to develop yourself. Our job comes in as a training company, is helping you and other people to be able to develop their lesser preferences in terms of their leadership styles. So I think while you can't sort of change your personality, you can definitely develop new skills and new behaviours. And so yeah, if you want to get in touch with us and have a chat about that, then please do. I hope you found this video useful. Just a quick run through on leadership styles. Yeah, good luck. Thanks.